Welcome back, everybody. My name is Todd Ronan from Our Reality Forecast, and I'm joined with psychic remote viewer extraordinaire medium Liz Cross, and we're going to do another old-timey photo session. Hey, Liz, how are you this morning?
I'm great. We are up so early.
We beat the
Well,
roosters this morning. Yeah.
yeah, it's hot. So it's also beneficial to get up and do this before it gets to be like 100 and whatever degrees outside.
We'll get
This
some
looks
heat down here in Texas. That's true.
mm,
I don't know enough about these photos, but it's gathered from an old daguerreotype of a woman, and I don't know her name. I don't know who she is, what she did, but I thought, could you connect with her and see what she's been working on and what she was doing in this lifetime?
absolutely. Wow. Okay, I have her here.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. What were you doing in this lifetime?
So, everyone has a story to tell. That's why I love these old time photographs. And her story is actually interesting. She was a lesbian. And in that time period, that was very difficult for her.
Wow. Did she ever act on her instincts in that lifetime, or did she keep a sheltered, closeted life?
No, she couldn't. She was married um with a to a man that had loads of affairs. She didn't care. She didn't care about that. She had one child, but yeah, she was lesbian, and she goes, "Let me tell you how difficult that was. You guys have it easy." That is what she says. In our time period now, because it was very religious back then. It was seen as something that no one talks about. You couldn't explore your sexuality openly. Did you ever explore your sexuality? I mean, she did have a lady that she was in love with, but that lady was straight. So it never amounted to anything. It was like a secret in love thing. Um,
Was she highly
but
religious in her lifetime?
ooh, were you highly religious in your lifetime? She pretended to be, but she wasn't.
Did she have siblings?
Yes, very a lot of siblings.
She wasn't able to confide in them at all?
No, no, you cannot talk about this. No.
So, what's the benefit of having that experience in that lifetime and being born that way if you can't act upon it? What was the life lesson about living a closeted, sheltered life?
It was pure torture. It was eating away at your soul, never able to be who you actually are, live freely. You had to hide yourself at all times. And you did that, she's telling me, this is so interesting, by mentally and emotionally detaching herself from her emotions. So in the end, she just became completely numb. Did you have any addictions? No, she didn't have any addictions, but she had a really distressing and sad life because of it. And it wasn't until after she was age 40, okay, age 40, that she managed to detach those feelings and those emotions and just, deal with the cards you were dealt. But no, she never came out of the closet. Never.
But why do you structure a life like that? What is the benefit up beyond in the spirit realm?
Oh, What is the
to create something that eats away at your soul like that?
to create something that eats away? You know, again, when we make these contracts, we all think it's a good idea, and then we come down here and it's like, wrong. You know, these contracts are too difficult, where they're really hard to, um, you know, contend with. So why did you make that contract? She wanted to see what it was like, how it was, how difficult it was to be trapped, a lesbian trapped inside of this time period where you weren't allowed to express who you are. I mean, now, you know, in the spirit world, um, have you always been a lesbian in all of your lifetimes? No, she hasn't. So she's been male, she's been female, she's been straight, she's been gay. But this is something that is really a challenge for your soul if you can't come out.
So, in her opinion, does she feel that she was born that way, that she was psychologically conditioned to be that way, or that it was genetic? Just her opinion alone.
Wait, was it? She believes it was, she was born that way, but she also believes it was genetic because she, don't forget, she's her, so we are our ancestors, right? So for her, she has been in the soul family for many, many, many lifetimes. And so she plays her roles out within the soul family, which most of us do. So genetically, this runs through the family. She was actually, were you your great grandfather who was also gay? And so she, you know, she likes these lessons. And now she's like, I can't wait to come back down in the time period that you're in now because I can be free. And I think that's really a blessing.
And is she incarnated now, or she's projecting herself out when she incarnates again?
Um, are you here now? No, she's not here now. But she's coming very soon, and she's just so excited because she's obviously had gay, lesbian, bi, LGBTQ roles throughout her lifetimes. And this will be the first lifetime. She is really excited that she can come down and be who she wants to be her true self. And she's jumping up and down and so excited. I'm excited for her. I'm excited for her because I understand, you know, just from doing all these readings and CTT sessions, you know, it's really important to be true to yourself. No matter what it is, you could be, you know, you just have to live your authentic life.
How can she suggest people get more in tune with their authenticity?
Well, so we are who we are when we're born, she says, but then it's the social constructs that shape us. And you will feel it in your soul that these social constructs are going against who you are. And it's about finding your place, as in finding a spot for you to exist and to break free of these social constructs. I mean, this isn't just about gay, lesbian, LGBTQ. This is about people with like raw talents, people that are, you know, what about the child that is born extremely intelligent and yet you've got parents who say, you're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. God, you're so dumb. So that goes against, right? That's another social construct, albeit a very terrible one, just like the fact that she wasn't able to come out. But these are things that shape your existence. I mean, if you tell a child that they're this and they're that, they're going to believe it eventually. And but within the soul, she says, you are, you know when it's going against who and what you are. So even when she was little, she's saying to me that, she liked to play with the boys. She had lots of brothers and she liked to play with the boys. She liked to climb trees and throw dirt. She says we throw dirt and make mud balls. And but it was always seen as unladylike, right? And so that having to be ladylike stopped her from being who she really was, which is she says, I was a lesbian. I was me. But then it's like, well, you have to sit a certain way and you have to dress a certain way and you have to wear dresses and your hair and your makeup and all of those things. And that went against what she stood for. She wanted to be who she wanted to be.
What was your job in this lifetime and the picture that we see of her?
What was your job? I feel like she worked, it was like a family business. I feel like she worked at a store, like they had a little store where they sold eggs and milk. They did a lot of trade with the local townspeople. They often
So
did sell things for money. It was often like, well, I'll give you, a dozen eggs for this, or so they did a lot of trade, but they did make some money.
in the afterlife, are you able to shield your energy or shield your personality from people? Or are you just telling everybody what you are, who you were, when you were?
So, is your personality the same as it was on the earth plane? Not exactly. I mean, she's always had this unique personality, as in, she's good at hiding herself because she's done it for so many lifetimes. Um, but really, all of these 3D things, like who and what you are and what jobs and roles you have, when you get up to the spirit world, it's pretty much irrelevant.
How often do you interact with people or energies or personalities outside of your soul group in the afterlife?
Ooh, how often with people, personalities, or soul group outside of your soul group? Oh, that's frequent. That's frequent. You learn a lot from one another. We all pass along wisdom, advice, our experiences. There's a lot of storytelling that goes on up there. Well, you wouldn't believe what happened to me in my last life, right? Or what about the 20 lifetimes before that? I was a cricket once, or I was this, or so there's a lot of storytelling and bonding, but ultimately, as a soul, we're all individual. It's all down to the individual journey.
Can she share with us any popular destination spots that are considered vacation areas, like in the afterlife?
Oh, I thought you meant like when you're planning for your next lifetime to come down.
Up
I need to
there?
I need to plan to be near the beach next time. Um no, because everything just is. Okay. So oftentimes when I'm doing readings, okay, people are saying, "What's granddad doing now?" or "What's mom doing now?" And mom projects herself like, doing what she loved, or granddad projects himself doing what he loved. But really, in reality, I think that's just to reassure us here on the earth plane. I actually don't think that they're doing any of that up there. It's just a confirmation, an offer for us to have peace within our souls because we think, oh, well, they're up there doing this. And yeah, that's what she always loved. And they're up there doing that. So it makes us feel good about their passing and also about our own passing. And but I don't think the reality is anything like that. I think it's a lot of learning, a lot of socializing, a lot of classroom engagement. You know, if you can call it a classroom, it's etheric. I've been up there for walks before with my consciousness, as have you, Ronan. I think you've been up there before too, haven't you?
Oh, I have great dreams.
And everything is kind of like pixelated and holograph, right? As I see it. I always see like rolling hills, green rolling hills. And we're just balls of energy, you know, and a lot of these things that we are so enthralled with here on the earth plane, it just that is everything up there, it just is, right? But I
So
think
would you and this woman concur that there is no quote doing unquote in the spirit world, that it's all just a state of being?
is there any doing in this? Yeah, that's correct. See, I knew that. Yeah, that's correct. So it's just a state of being. And it's also learning and prepping and planning for your future lifetimes. And learning where you are on the soul ascension realm, how you need to better your soul, how we're all or most of us are certainly working towards that goal of soul ascension. Eventually we get to a point where we don't have to reincarnate on the earth plane. We get angelic status, and then obviously at some point when we reach top status, we get reabsorbed back into source because we are from source and we go back to source.
Or you could join me in becoming immortal down here on Earth. And for some, that's a good appeal. Liz, thank you so much, and woman from the olden days, thank you so much for sharing your story and giving people the courage to act authentically and be themselves. I think that's a great positive message for people.
This lady's name was Beth. She just told me Beth.
Well,
Very
thank you very
religious
much.
family. Okay, great. Thank you. This was awesome.
See you all next time.